Hi guys, welcome to my Tropical 5 review on the PS4. This is a saved game that I'm doing in sandbox mode at the moment, and it's a failed game. As you can see, I'm mega in debt, and so this is just a failed game. So I'm just showing you like the buildings and how it all kind of works for this part of the review anyway. Um, the game looks really nice. It's probably not going to win the best looking game on PS4, but when you zoom in like that, you see a lot of detail. There's a lot of things going on the screen all at the same time. There's quite a lot of detail there. Um, there's lots of little things that happen, like the flags, and sometimes you see these leaves and plants moving. Um, as you can see there, if you can see it on that tree there, the little bits are moving. So it does look very nice. The water's probably the nicest looking thing of it. In an upcoming expansion pack, there's going to be a whole new thing for stuff going on in the sea, so we'll be able to sort of get a better look at the sea at more times, because obviously it's more about the island than what's going on out here. So you get to see more of that, I guess, in the expansions. In terms of the sound and that, the music's pretty nice. There's a radio sort of station thing that comes on here and there, with a lady speaking on there, which is really good voice acting. There's a lot of really good voice acting in this game. There's lots of little jokes and one-liners and things, especially when the missions come out. Hopefully we'll see some of them pop up in a minute. There's a few different people that come up and give you things to do and let you know about things going on, and they're quite funny from time to time. The music's okay. I have it switched off low, to be honest, because it's sort of a bit repetitive. But I do like it when the lady speaks, and in the background with the she's got like a pirate radio type station thing that's going on, and she'll talk about little things that are going on in the island if you build certain things, and if certain things happen, like you get invaded or something like that. So those kind of things happen. In terms of things to do, I've heard a lot of people say that this game's not got a lot of depth to it. That might be comparing it to other strategy games on the PC and that, but obviously for us console people, we don't get very many strategy type games that come out. And I like playing strategy games. I used to like playing the Command and Conquer games. Played a couple of the SimCity games and Civilization games, but Command and Conquer was like my ultimate kind of strategy type game. More about the building than the combat. I used to like building the bases up, and having the machines go out and get the ore and stuff and build up the money, and then at the very end, once I've built up my base, built up all the defences so the enemy couldn't defeat me, then I'd build an army up and then eventually go over there. But obviously in this game there's not so much in the combat side of things. You do get invaded from time to time, and there's rebellions that happen, so that sort of thing does happen from time to time. So there is a bit of combat, so you need to build defences and things like that, like the towers and barracks and things with tanks and that. But you don't really have a lot of control over them, but you do need them, so there's a bit of strategy involved with the combat, I guess, that you do need to have all these kind of defences and things going on. There's obviously embassies as well, so you can have build relations with other countries and that. So they would send you aid, and for instance, this one, we've got a good standing with the USA, and the Russians, like Soviet Union, are kind of invading from time to time, and they kind of will help us and send us aid and stuff. And so that happens throughout all four eras. So you've got the colonial era, then you've got the World War era, Cold War era, and then the modern times era. So the enemies, the other countries do change, like faction-wise and stuff, but that sort of stays the same sort of kind of thing. Then you have like these docks that you can You can trade, so you can send items out to the rest of the world, or import them if you don't have them growing or being made on your island. You can import them, and you can also use this to make some easy money sometimes as well. I don't have it on here right now. I wanted to do it, but this is obviously a failed save. But I did have this this thing here with the oil that I could import it for this about $5,519, and I could export it for about, I think it was about $8,000 or $9,000 to the USA. So you need to keep an eye on these kind of sections. There might be things where you can import them and sell them on. Like that one there, you could import this cloth for $2,418 and then export it to USA for $5,185. So you can make money in this game by keeping an eye on the trades. So when there is a little bit of downtime between the missions, which doesn't happen that often because these missions pop up quite often on here, so there's always something to do. And when you don't have these little missions going on, you'll probably have other things like, you know, keeping an eye out to see if there's these shacks. Something I've learned, that you need to kind of build houses not just in one area, because people don't like to commute too far. So for instance, like like these buildings here, you might want to put, like, you know, houses quite close, like I've got across the road there. But for instance, up here, don't really have any houses going on up here. That's why I've got these shacks. So I'm guessing these shacks are all based on people working in these buildings and not wanting to travel too far, so they instead build shacks and practically homeless. So you'll be doing a lot of that, checking, you know, if there's people homeless and sorting that problem out. If there's a lot of unemployed people, you can adjust all these little things like what crops are grown, and there's a lot of depth there, you know, for like what area is best for what kind of thing that you want to grow. So there is quite a lot of depth when it comes to things like that. There's like budgets to be set that you can do there, and you can set up managers and things like that. So there's quite a lot of depth when you come to things like that. Don't have that mission there now. I was going to click on it so we could see something going on. So yeah, there's a lot to do in this game. Like I say, this is one of my failed saves, so I've started again, and sometimes that's the enjoyment of it, is like starting a new one up and building it up. A lot of people I know do that. I used to do that quite a lot, is sort of build up a city or whatever, and it'll get to a certain point, and then I'll just start again, because it's more about like the start off thing for me, is like getting it up to that point. That's the fun bit for me. So yeah, there is a lot of things to do, lots of buildings to build. Obviously, if you get the DLC packs, there's even more buildings. By pressing triangle, you come up with these options here. So there's all these different buildings to build. There is more, but obviously you've got to research them as well. So that's another thing. You don't have everything from the start, which is good. So there's always something new to be built. But something like that, like the asylum, that's a DLC building that comes with a scenario pack thing from the hostile takeover pack. Same as the creamery building, that's from the big cheese pack that comes on the disc, which is part of the special edition pack. But there's all those buildings there. When it comes to controls, it's really nice. Triangle brings up that, obviously. The little prompts on the screen like X and square to speed up is like left and right on the directional pad there. Pressing L2 brings up these other options, like research and that, these kind of little edict things. Then you got R2, holding that down brings up these other ones. So you got like constitution, your trade thing if you want to get to that like quickly. Overlays, so you can see what parts of the island are good for certain things, and any relations that you have with other countries and factions and that will be in this one. So it's pretty straightforward with the controls. It's really easy to control. The camera's really easy to control. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but within probably about 10 minutes or so, you should be able to do that. With the right analog stick spins it. Moving, around like that is the left analog stick. Moving around like that is the right analog stick. And pushing up and down on that zooms in and out. And you can tilt it as well by holding R2 and tilting up and down like that. So yeah, it's pretty easy to get used to control wise and everything. It's just obviously there's a lot of depth to the gameplay in terms of what buildings, where to build them, things like that. Let me come out of this menu quickly, and I'll just quickly show you the other modes. So under new game you got tutorial, so it gives you very basic things, what to expect at the very beginning of the game. Campaign, so you work your way through the 4 different eras. Mission is where you'll find all of the DLC scenarios. Basically, like the Big Cheese comes with the disc version and the one on the store. They're just very short little scenarios that are built around the building that comes with. You also get that map that you can see there on the right hand side. So they're new maps that come with them packs. So you get a building for each one. So for the Big Cheese you get the creamery. I think for this one you get the Defense HQ, it looks like the Pentagon. Mad World one, I think that is, I'm pretty sure that's the Asylum building. And Joint Venture is, I'm pretty sure, the fast food one. So that unlocks those in all game modes. But obviously there's a little story mission for each of these. Sandbox, you can choose different islands and stuff, randomly generated ones. All your DLC ones will go in here, so you can use those. You can start different eras, stages, money wise, difficulty levels, and then you have multiplayer, which I haven't really been able to get into that much. I've done a couple of the maps on there. It's quite hard to get into matches, and when you do, within a few minutes, most of the time you're the only one left on the island. So I still haven't really been able to do it too much. But when you go into multiplayer, you have this little chat area, so you can type in here and talk to people. And all these people here on the right hand side, they're all people that are online. So you can maybe join up and start games with them. You can do versus matches and co-op matches, or create your own games and browse for games. So there's actually 3 games going on right now, but quite a lot of the time when I search there's no games going on. I think a lot of people prefer to play this on their own, but I'll try and do a bit more of that and maybe do a separate sort of review for that one. Someone just invited me to a game, but I'm not going to do that right now. Yeah, I'll try and do that in another review of the multiplayer. I think there's a few bugs in it at the moment, because when I was playing one of the matches, all 3 people seemed to leave at exactly the same time that I was on the map with. So it was all at exactly the same time. So I don't know what happened there. And I was the last one on there, and there was nothing going on. It was just like the time was moving really fast, and there was no objectives going on. So yeah, that's it. Obviously there's probably going to be quite a few DLC packs, and there's expansion packs coming. They're in the trophies thing. There's like that sea expansion coming up soon. So there's going to be quite a lot to keep you playing this game for quite a while. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.